Good evening, good evening. I am Blue Lotus Vibes. Welcome back, welcome in. If this is your first time coming, I want to thank you for coming. For all my continuing coming back people, I am very grateful. Y'all, earlier we had a little hiccup. The break of this Saturday, he wanted a little time too. So we're back with part two. And we're going to do what? Continue to bloom even harder every day. So we're going to go ahead and finish up what we already started. Now, when we left off, I was in the middle of curing this. So I'm going to bring this up closer to the camera so that you can see when you cure it, it will look like it's a glossy look to it to let you know that it is fully cured. Okay, now I did find out what the problem was earlier. What it was is that I had two things on at the same time that were very powerful. So, however, like I said, we're going to continue on this journey. We're not going to stop. But before I do all of that, I want to do this real quick. So, I am going to go ahead and let's do this real quick. So, let's go ahead and make sure people know that I am live, honey. That we came back because we're not going to quit. We're going to continue to go on. All right. So I'm going to make a quick pause. And then we're going to keep this hush puppy rolling. So if you want to know the items that I use, you will have to go back and see the first part. And it'll let you know everything I use, everything that I put together, all my tips and tricks. That was in part one. Part two, we're going to go ahead and cure it. We're going to go ahead and put it on our t-shirts. And we're going to, you know how I always say, we're going to keep this hush puppy rolling, okay? So let me send out this quick uh, post. And we will keep this hush puppy rolling, okay? All right, now, for anybody that is joining me in the chat, welcome in. I greatly appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and cut this on. So like I said, I found out what the problem was. I had two things that were very powerful and they were just whoop, they just zapped this room. So what I'm going to do is be careful. I'm going to use one glove, and I'm going to make sure I have my source of heat on. So I only have one thing plugged up, y'all. But this is how I cure mine. And I'm going to turn this on. Come on, baby, cut on. Okay. And I'm going to take the temperature up. So I have it at 300 right now. I'm going to go ahead and take it up. And this is a regular Cricut heat press that I have. And what I'm going to do is actually lay it down like this on this surface so that I can actually take and cure it. So like I said, I did cure one already. And if you can see, it looks like it's like real glossy, like a wet look to it. That wet look is actually the glue that is on here that is going to adhere to the shirt. So I have already cured that one. I'm going to put that one over to the side. We do have another one over here, which was our second design. I had already took and dipped it in the powder. And now here it is. When you lay this down, the glossy side, that is the bottom part. You want to just take and lay that down. Like I said before, you want to make sure that you do not touch your print because although you put the powder on there, it still, however, is not fully where it won't smear. So it still can smear. And as you can see How you can see it heating up already. That is what you are going for. You want it to completely get the sugary look off of it. So as we continue on, let me make sure y'all can see. Okay, so as you continue on, you want to just make sure all of it is cured. So as you can see, a lot of the darkness is coming in, and that is what you want. You want it to completely cure everything, so you no longer have that sugar look. And welcome in anybody that is in the chat. I greatly appreciate y'all for coming back or coming to join me this evening to Blue After Dark. We did have After Dark early morning, but like I said, the breaker, he decided he wanted to have a little attention. So I have something right here. I'm just going to take and wipe that off. I'm not sure what that is. And as you can see, it is still curing. I want to take and move it around a little bit to actually get, and that is just the thing letting me know that it is fully at the temperature that I set, which is 320. So I'm just going to go down like this, making sure I have everything cured. I'm going to kind of hold this up to the light, and it will allow me to be able to see if I no longer have any of the sugar effect on there. So kind of like up in this area right here, I still need to cure that just a little bit. And then we're going to keep it moving. And then I'm going to unplug this that we have plugged up first before I move on. Okay. So I think we are pretty much done. So when you finish, it will have a glossy look on this side, which lets you know that it is cured. So I'm going to kind of move it around a little bit so you can see. See how it has that glossy look to it? That's to let you know that it has fully cured and it doesn't have that sugar effect to it anymore. So I'm going to move that out the way. We're going to go ahead and cut this off first. Let me cut this off. Okay, then I'm going to take and put this in the cradle. This is a cradle for this actual press. Now I have my two items that I am going to put it on. Like I said, when it comes to DTF and you are doing the hack, because that is what we're doing, the hack, you want to make sure that you use like a light garment, not unless you're going to put on a carrier piece. Your carrier piece would basically be like some type of vinyl. And what you would do is you would go into whatever cutting software you use. You would create that outline. So if I was to take and go into Cricut or Silhouette, I would take this same design, but I would take and I would make it more or less like solid. And then making it solid, it will allow you to be able to put this right onto the item that onto the shirt. And then the shirt, as you put it onto the shirt, it will allow you to be able to put this DTF on there. Okay, so we're going to move that out the way. I'm going to move this out the way and unplug it. And then we're going to get our heat press heated up. All right, so I'm just going to turn this around. And we're going to keep this hush puppy rolling, but I thank each and every one of y'all for coming out or coming back and checking me out. Because, honey, we was in the middle of things this morning when everybody decided they was going to show out, okay? But like I said, we're not going to give up. What we are going to do is keep it moving, because I am in the season of we going to finish what we started, okay? We're going to finish what we started. Okay, so I'm going to move this up some so we have some room to work with. Move this up just a little bit. And I think I if I cut that light on. Okay, good. We're going to make sure we are in frame. I'm going to bring this up just a little bit. Focus. There we go. Now, I'm going to turn my heat press on, and then that you need it to adhere to your garment, but you don't want to have it too high. I'm going to go ahead, and my temperature is 335. And although I have it for 40 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and take that time down to a 35. That should be good. Okay, so we're going to let this heat up. And while we are letting this heat up, we're going to go ahead and prep our garment for that. Now, what we're going to use is, like I said, 2 shirts. I have 2 gray shirts because I really feel like it will show up real good on this. So what I'm going to do is take and swing that away some so that we can take out the moisture. And what you want to do with your garment is you're going to take it and you want to be able to make sure you find the center. So not only are you going to take the moisture out, but you're going to also find the center of your garment. So you want to line together your 2 at the top, your 2 shoulders. You want to put your 2 sleeve pieces together. And just like that, I'm going to go ahead, stretch it out a little bit. Another important thing you want to do is you want to go 3 or 4 fingers from the top, which I have right here. I'm going to shake this out a little bit. So it's more or less like you're creating a cheat guide, a cheat sheet. And we don't want any wrinkles, so we're going to go ahead and make sure this is smooth within here. Okay. So we have 4 fingers from the top. I'm going to move it down just slightly. Straight this out. And we're just going to take out the moisture. So it doesn't matter that we are not completely to the temperature we need to be at. We will get back to that as soon as this is ready. And we also have our lint roller. So I'm going to go ahead and get, like I said, the moisture out. Hey, Shamika, thank you for coming in. I greatly appreciate you. How are you this evening? How are you doing? I hope all is well with you. Okay, so we just took a little bit of the moisture out. And we're going to now go ahead. And being that this is a small press, I might have to press this more than one time, but it's okay. So now we're going to go ahead and basically these pieces right here, which is your underarm, we want to kind of put that so our design will go in the center of that. Now, like I said, our design is larger than this heat press, but when I'm demonstrating, I like to use my small press instead of actually using my big press. We're going to go ahead with our first design, which can be found on my Etsy, like I said before. And if you turn it over like this, it says, refill my picture with peace, no drama, no stress, no negativity, just peace. Peace, just peace. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make sure we find our center. I'm going to move this down, and your tattletale for also finding your middle is your actual tag in the back. I'm going to go ahead and put this like this. And like I said, I'm not going to go too far up to the top because remember we did 4 fingers from the top. I'm going to go over like that. I'm going to actually move this up. Now, if you don't feel like you can keep this or eyeball this, you can also use some type of tape. And you putting the tape on, it will make sure that your actual, template does not move. Now I'm going to take some parchment paper as well. So I have parchment paper. Yes, everything is fine, Shamika. Thank you for coming. I greatly appreciate you. All right. Hey, Precious Pieces. How are you? Thank you for coming. I can't see the comments over here. Let me come back over this way. Because I'm looking at something else. I don't know what I'm looking at. Okay. How are you this evening? Thank you for coming in, precious pieces. Okay, like I said, if you ever get to the point, I can't find no tape at the time, y'all. Got plenty of it and don't know where it's at. But if you ever feel like you will not have your garment centered or it will not stay like you want it to stay, you just simply take some tape and tack it down. And I'm going to move this over just a tad bit because it looks like we're going to be a little off if I don't. Okay, so we go like that. We're going to go like this. And like I said, I'm going to have to press this in too because this is not going to fit fully on this particular heat press. I am going to move this up some so I do not drag it too much where it gives me too much grief. I do have a lint roller. You can use a lint roller. At this time, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put my parchment paper on here, right on top of the design, like that. You can also, to put some weight on it, you can also, to make sure it doesn't move, you can also take and put a Teflon sheet on as well. And this will give you more of a stain ability and keep it from really moving around. Now, it's not fully up to 330, but we're going to give it some time. It's going to get there. It's going to get there. And this is also the other design. Like I said, we're going to complete two because that is what we was working on this morning. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt for it. So we're going to finish up both of those. When we finish up both of those, then I can fully say that we are done. Okay, it is now at 3:20. This is also a good heating time. I'm going to go ahead and press that down, flip that button. Like I said, this is going to have to be pressed in two presses. So we're going to let this go. And after that, we're going to keep this hush puppy rolling, y'all. I'm so grateful and thankful for everyone for coming back. If you were in my live earlier, if not, I'm grateful that you did come and spend some time with your girl Blue. And let me move this around some because you can't see nothing but my head over here. You don't want to do that. We don't want to be cut off. Okay, so this is almost finished. It's counting down. And I'm going to flip that. Now, being that this is a smaller heat press, I don't want to take and pull this off. So what I'm going to simply do is take this and move this right here. And I'm just going to take and move this up some more so that my design can get all of the rest of the heat that it needs, which is going to be at the bottom. Now we don't want this to puff up. So what I'm going to do is simply take and do it like that. Or it's another way we can do that. We can simply take it off, take it like this. And sometimes you might have to figure what will go best for you. But let's turn it like this so that y'all can see it as I am working on it. Want to make sure everything is straight in the back because you do not want your template to actually puck up on you. So we're going to make sure everything is straight like that. I'm going to move up some because we want to get everything completely under here. Want to make sure everything is straight. Take our parchment paper again. I'm going to put this completely down on here. Like I said again, if you feel like it's going to keep shifting on you, just take your Teflon sheet, put it on top of that. I'm going to swing this back around. Yeah, another thing you want to make sure you have is a lot of pressure. I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is down enough. And we're going to go just like that. And we're going to allow this to go all of the time that it needs. Once it goes all of the time that it needs, we'll be able to pull it off. You want to fully make sure that it is cool before you go and rip it off. Make sure it cool off. So while that is doing that, We're going to go ahead and pull out our other garment. We're going to do the same thing that we did on the first one, and that is shoulder to shoulder, sleeve to sleeve, just like that. And now we are ready to put this under here. Okay, that is done. I'm going to pull that up. We're going to take these two off. And I'm going to sit this over here so that it can cool off. Okay, so now we have this one ready to go. This is fully on here now, like that. All right, and we're going to just sit it right here. Just let it cool off. Just let it get a little air. All right, we're going to go in like this. With our next one, we're going to go 3 from the top, like we did the other one. We're just taking out the moisture and also giving ourselves a cheek guide as well. We're going to turn that over like this. Make sure I'm 3 fingers from the top because I don't want to go down too far. And just like that, we're going to go down just to take a little moisture out. Okay. Now, not only did we take out the moisture, but like I said, we gave ourselves a cheek guide so that we should be pretty much in the middle. Should be pretty much in the middle. But even after doing it, if you feel like you're not in the middle enough, always go with your tag in the back of the shirt. Okay, so we're going to come up a little bit more. And I think I want to go back the way we did it the second time because I think that works pretty much a little bit better on a smaller heat press. So I'm just basically making sure that everything is smooth, that we have our tag showing so that I'll be able to see where we need to go at. We have our design now. Remember that the glossy side is going to be facing up because that is the back, and the actual design will be facing down. Okay, so we're going to make sure we are centered. And I'm going to pull this over some more. And we're going to go up like this. And remember, we want to go 3 or 4 from the top. That is perfect. And I'm going to move this up just a little bit. Okay, now we are fully on the heat press. Fully on the heat press. I'm going to move that up just a tap. So that way everything will get done at the same. All right, once again, we're going in with our parchment paper. Like that. We're going to go ahead and put our Teflon sheet on so it does not shift or move. But it felt like it moved a little bit. Let me go like that. Okay, cool. Now we're going to take and put that back on. And we're going to take, and just like this, making sure everything is completely down. And we're going to go ahead and flip that. Now, we're going to get this over here to the table because I'm going to actually reveal that over here on the table. Because it is fully cool now. And let me make sure I don't hit this mouse and have him doing no extra. Okay. Now, there we go. We got that done. This I'm going to give 2 presses still, being that this is a smaller heat press. I want to make sure that I have gotten the top as well as the bottom of this design. We're going to swing that away. I'm going to pull this. And I think we pretty much have gotten top to bottom. I'm just checking it. Making sure that all my corners have laid down. So you can do that and not pull it up. But you want to make sure that it has tacked down. So it has tacked down. Do not need to do that like I thought I did. I'm going to go ahead. Pull him off of the heat because your plate at the bottom does get hot as well. So you do not want to leave that on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead let him cool off. While he is cooling off, we're going to go in for the big reveal. So I don't want to make y'all dizzy, but we're going to go for a little swing. We're going to go for a little swing. And right over top of the shirt, I'm going to take and peel it off so that you can see. All right, I think I'm in the way. I think I'm in the way. My second layout is in the way. So let me come down a little bit more and come up. Or better yet, let me just come back this way so you can see it. See the shirt. Okay. So I'm going to take and peel it off. And you want to just kind of just go ahead. Start from a corner, which is good. Hold the shirt down. You want to take your time and just peel. Just peel. Peel it straight on off. Peel it straight on down. Okay. So as you can see on here, everything is completely off. There is nothing left. Nothing at all. Just ink. But that is inside of the shirt. I mean inside of the actual film. And now your design is fully on your shirt. Like that. Okay. Let it get time to catch up. Okay, so now you see that the design is fully on your shirt. And I should have moved my layout. Let me see something. Let me go in here and move my layout so that you can actually see the design. Because I'll move me back on here in a minute. Okay. So now, as you can see, you see the actual design. It is in here. It feels soft to the touch. It is not hard and rough, but if you can see that, it is actually embedded in the shirt, and that is what you want. Because with vinyl, you can see it, vinyl pulls off or whatever have you, but this is actually in the shirt. You can get plenty of washes with this. You can stretch. As you see, this is stretchable. I'm going to go in for another press, but we're going to go ahead and reveal our second design. And then we're going to do our second press, and then we'll be done. That was all we had left to do this morning when the breaker box decided he wanted to be a little extra. So with this same design, you're going to take and hold down, take a corner, and you're just going to peel. Peel straight off. Just like that. Peel straight off. And what you're left with is nothing but your design. You look on the paper again. You can tell when you did a good job, when you don't have anything but the actual ink that was put on the paper. You don't see any extra little pieces or anything on here. You said such a satisfying feel. Yes, it is, Shamika. I really truly do be enjoying when I be peeling it back because you get to see how pretty the design came out once you do that. So we're going to go in for a second press. And once we go in for a second press, then we're going to look at it. And you will look and see how pretty, but you can already see that it came out pretty. And like I said, these are on my Etsy shop that, this is actually a unisex one. I have one for men as well. And it says the same thing, but it's just in more catering to a man as far as the color. So, it doesn't have any pink or anything in there. But, your man or whoever, y'all can walk around, been there, done there, got the t-shirt for it. So, like I said, I'm not really in here trying to promote them, but I'm just letting you know that, hey, I got them. Okay, so I'm going to swing y'all back around to the heat press, and y'all got to excuse anything y'all see on that floor. Because I got grand puppies and everything, so her little pampers down here on the floor. Okay, so we're going to go in. We're going to give it a second press. And all I'm going to put on here this time is just the parchment paper. We do not need the What is it? We do not need the other paper. Let me put it like that. So I'm not going to do a full 30 like I normally would do. I'm just going to go down, give it a quick, maybe about 5, 10 seconds. It don't need to go, that long. It really truly does not. And that's like that. We are done. So we are done with this one. We're going to let this one cool off again. And then I'm going to show you. You can do 2 presses, which I always do when I do mine. For the simple fact, I like to make sure, even though I can see that it's embedded in there, I like to very well make sure that it actually is embedded fully in there. And we're going to go ahead and do our second one. I'm going to bring it down right here. And like I said, even when you are doing a second press, you want to make sure it is still laid down flat. Okay, because if you have any buckling, any creases, your design, when you go to actually put it on here with that film, been there, done that, got the t-shirt for it, okay? It will actually be creased. It will be balled up. It will be messed up. It will look ate up. And you don't want that in your design. You want it to be smooth. You want it to come out nice. Okay, so just like this, we are done. We're going to cut this off as well. We're going to move around. And oh my God, let me turn one of these lights off, y'all. Because heat be, ooh, child. And this is just going to peel off. You don't want to reuse this because sometimes it actually does have the sublimation ink that I did use on this design. It actually does have that on there. And you do not want to reuse that because anything else that you do, it will be on there. So I'm going to bring us back around to the table. And y'all, I don't mean to make y'all dizzy. Well, all this moving around, but I just wanted y'all to actually see the DTF hack, actually how it works, because it does work. If you work it, it will work. Okay. I have done the DTF hack so many different times, and I've had plenty of washes out of it, and I like it. So if you do not have a DTF printer, you cannot afford a DTF printer, go with what's next, what's best, the DTF hack. But this is the shirt, been there, done that, got the t-shirt for it. I'm going to bring it up close so that you can see it again. It is very vibrant. I used a gray shirt so that you could see it very well. If you can hear that, it is soft. It is actually in there. It is bedded in there. It's not rough or hard to the touch, but I'm trying to let the camera catch up. Okay. And you can actually see it is in there. It's in there. It's not going to peel off. It's in there. If you do the DTF method correctly, you make sure that your sugar that is the actual glue on there is actually cured the way I showed you, or making sure that you use it on your heat press. But when you do that, you want to make sure you hover over. Do not put it completely down, because if you do, you mess up the whole entire thing. So you just want to hover it over top, because it allows the heat to penetrate to cure the sugar. I'm going to move this back so y'all can see that. But as you can see, it is fully in there. It's fully in there. That's not coming off. Not at all. But that is all that I have. I am finished. We are done, because I meant that we was going to finish what we started. Let me pull myself back on here. I meant that we was going to finish what we started, that I was going to stop doing this. Oh, I'll show you in the short video. No, we're not doing that no more. We are actually going to make sure that we finish what we started. So this is how the design, and let me move me over so that we can see this fully. The design came out pretty. I love it. And I'm going to continue to use the DTF hack because it works for me. Because right now, baby girl can't afford that printer. Okay, that printer costs a lot of money. But this is one. This is two. And that's all I got, y'all. But thank y'all for coming out. I greatly appreciate it. If you did not catch this morning, go back and catch it. And I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I greatly appreciate you, Shamika. Hope your mom is doing fine. Everything is okay. But thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like the design. I'll be sitting in here from time to time, y'all. Come up with some good things. And when they do come up good, you just got to go with it, okay? So I greatly appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night. This has been After Dark with Blue. And until our next live, y'all be good. And y'all know we don't say that word over here, BYE. What we say. See you in the next video.
Where the moon, there's you. Don't even harder, live it with purpose. Don't even harder, stay locked in. Don't even harder, don't fold, keep focused. Don't even harder, is these blue dollar sparks. From the ground to the glow up. See you the next creation.